Welcome to another 80s Archives, where we are going to talk about our 1981 film, which runs an hour and 31 minutes. Gets a 5.0 out of 10 on IMDb. Modern Problems. Starring Chevy Chase, Patty D'Honorville, as this young couple who are married and they're talking about getting divorced because they're just having some problems. And we follow Max, played by Chevy Chase. And that is Darcy, played by Patty. And Patty decides to leave Max, and it's leaving him devastated as he's the air traffic controller. And he's just very busy. But you also get this hint that he hates what he does. So she leaves him, and then she sees this other guy just as a friend, and he's following him back and forth to the restaurants that she goes to and stuff. And finally, he leaves, and an accident happens. He runs into the back of a toxic waste truck on the way home. And that toxic waste truck is filled with hyperactivity and toxic materials that have now made him have telekinesis, which now he's able to move stuff and touch stuff that you wouldn't be able to normally do. And as he's doing this, he's able to move objects, make things happen. He looks at himself and he's kind of weird in the face, and all these weird things start to go down, and it's becoming very strange at one point. So as he's following her on dates and stuff, she meets up with this guy, Winslow, played by Dabney Coleman, who plays basically the same character as he did in Dragnet when he had the bait magazine. He's just a jerk, just like he was in that particular film. Of course, he's attracted to Darcy, trying to convince her to not decide to go back with him. Again, they met all these connections came from Brian, which is a good friend of Max, played by Brian Doyle Murray, oddly enough, which was his boss in Christmas Vacation, also Bill Murray's brother. So now they decide to go to this remote location with their friends to try to see if they can make things better. So kind of like a staycation where a lot of these people are there. 4 or 5 main cast members: Brian, Darcy, one of her friends, Max. Also, we have Dorita, played by Nell Carter. Now, they're getting set up for the room here, obviously, here. And, of course, you have Dabney Coleman being a jerk in the movie again, saying, I don't want them sleeping in this room. Go stay in the dirty room that, my housekeeper stays in or whatnot. And it's just crazy back and forth. So at this point, Max and Darcy say, okay, we'll go stay in Dorita's room. And then Max is becoming more and more depressed because he just feels like he can't change. And, things just aren't working out. He just wants to be normal again at this point. So then they start to eat dinner. There's Nell Carter, who was hysterical in this film as Dorita. She realizes that things are starting to happen kind of weird. Like Max is starting to be a little crazy. He's starting to get irritated with Sullivan. And so Max decides to pretend like he's possessed, or is he possessed? You have to watch the film to see. There's Dorita trying to exorcise the demon out of him as Max is now starting to lose it. He just wants to be normal. He wants to be with Darcy, and that's the primary function, and that's the primary part of the film. He doesn't want to have this telekinesis anymore. He wants to get back to normal. Meanwhile, he's got this guy, Sullivan, all over him. And he's just trying to get his life back together. Finally, things happen. It's a big climactic ending. And I'll let you guys decide. Or if you've seen it, let me know your thoughts. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. This is a second watch for me. The first time I watched this movie, I fell asleep, which is never a good sign. But I've watched it fully this time, and I really enjoyed Modern Problems. Let me know if you've seen this. Thank you guys for watching the 80s Archives. This is Hobbshorror. Have a great day. Peace.